Hello YouTube. Today I'm coming at you with a strategy video for Axis and Allies 1941. The country that I'm going to be covering today is Japan. Now, Japan is, in my opinion, a pretty fun country to play, but it can also be a very not so fun country to play if the Allies decide to target you. Because if the Allies decide to target you, you have very little chance other than luck. But that doesn't mean you can't have your own strategy. So today I'm going to be going over my strategy for Japan, what they can do basically in any game, and what they can do to support the German player. Because really in this game Japan plays a supporting role. They're not going to be the strongest country in any way. Germany over in the west is going to be the largest and most powerful country on the team, and so Japan just has to support that in whatever way possible, and if that means just holding off the Allies for as long as possible, then that's what it means. But on the other hand, if the Allies do target Germany, it can be a good, well, no matter if the Allies target Germany or Japan, you as the Japanese player can use this strategy. So, the strategy basically consists of, in the first 3 to 4 turns of the game, pushing everything you can into northwestern China, Sichuan, and India. And this is not very difficult for the Japanese player to do, as long as you do 2 things. There are 2 kind of prerequisites for being able to take these 3 territories. And I'll go over why those 3 territories are so important to take in a moment. But in order to take these 3 territories, you need to do 2 things. You need to keep your 2 transports alive. So you have a transport here off of coastal China, and you have a transport off of mainland Japan. And these 2 transports are the only way that you're going to be able to get troops onto the mainland. Your only factory is in Japan. So it's vital that these 2 transports stay alive. Also, the second thing you need to do is look at the Allies' navies. The Allies have navy off the coast of India here. They have navy over here in Hawaii. They have a navy over here off the coast of America. And they also have some navy down in Australia. So as the Japanese player, you want to destroy as much of this as possible so you can keep your transports alive. So it really is the same thing as prerequisite number 1, but it also is kind of its own thing, because you have to destroy your opponent's navy as much as possible. First turn, this can look like destroying the battleship in Hawaii with your fleet off the coast of Japan. This fleet is useful for taking out this battleship, and you can easily overpower the Americans with your fleet there. The thing you have to keep in mind is the more stuff you bring over to Hawaii, the more stuff you're probably not going to have for attacking these 3 territories over here. The main thing that happens there is you bring too many planes over here into Hawaii, and then you lose those when the Americans counterattack. So if you can bring in as little as possible to take out this battleship, but still take it out fairly cleanly, then you can use your remaining planes from Japan for these 3 territories. The ships off the coast of India over here, they are not as essential as the American battleship to take out, but if you leave them to their own devices, they will get in the way of your transports. So it's also essential to take these out within the first 1 or 2 turns. You can easily do this with these ships in C-Zone 31. and you also have this plane that you can use for that attack as well if you really want to make sure you win that battle. And once you do this, you open up the doorway to India, and you can, but you only have so many infantry, and that's another thing that Japan struggles with, is they don't start off the game with many ground units. And so these ground units in Asia are very valuable. You want to use them very wisely and support them with as much as possible so you don't lose them. So it is best to try and take out one of these 3 territories a turn. If you don't get one of them the first turn, that is okay, because you want to focus on taking out all the navies, and then you can focus on taking these territories. And you can take them out one at a time, so you can direct all of your air force at a territory at a time, taking as few infantry losses as possible. Once you take these territories, you'll be in an amazing position to harass Russia. By turn 4 or 5, when you've taken those 3 territories, you will most likely have, the German player will most likely have taken Moscow in the first 5 or 6 turns. So Russia is likely to be little of a threat, but if the German player is struggling because the Allies have been targeting them, you can always go in and threaten Russia and make them able to do less against the German player by threatening the Caucasus here from the Middle East and China. And if you really have nothing to do over in the Pacific, you can also start taking these British territories in Africa, which really just starts to deplete their income. So that is the main strategy for Japan. A couple other notes. These 3 Russian troops up in Siberia, it is pretty unlikely that Russia will leave them there, because Russia needs them desperately to defend Moscow. But if they do leave them there, then I would suggest leaving these 2 troops here. If they don't, well, then you're free to take out these American territories. I would not bother, if Russia moves these troops out, I would not bother taking those Soviet territories. They are worth very little to you as the Japanese player. Later in the game, past turn 5, once you've taken these 3 territories, you can start looking to, you'll probably be threatened by America. If you are not threatened by America, well, if you are threatened by America, you're definitely going to want to start building a navy here to defend your capital. But if America is off over with Germany fighting them, then you are just free to run rampant in the British's territories down here. And there's 4 IPCs down here that you can grab, and an industrial complex, and they're very lightly defended. So that is an option if the American player is slacking. And then past that, if you have taken all those territories, then likely you're going to win as the Axis. So yeah, Japan is a super fun country to play. It's a pretty simple strategy to defeat the Allies, and you're really just playing the role of supporting Germany as an Axis player. Thank you for watching this video. It went a little longer than I expected, but if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, share with anyone who you think likes Axis and Allies. Thanks for watching.